My name's Lachlan, and I have quadriplegic cerebral palsy. It is almost impossible these days for someone like me to be taken seriously if I choose to talk about the subject of South Africa, my country. And this is purely because even when I say things that are verifiably correct and true, simply because I am white, people are going to assume that I have some sort of nefarious hidden agenda. But nonetheless, I'm going to give you some of the basic facts. I am now 35 years old. As I've said, I have a severe and permanent physical disability, which means that my opportunities for a meaningful and worthwhile life in this country are basically non existent. I am watching my country enter a state of accelerated social and economic decline, actively driven forward by corrupt politicians. In fact, our political system is now so fundamentally corrupt and compromised that the idea that someone voting in an election has any meaning at all is frankly absurd. It is incredibly difficult to remain sane and mentally well balanced in this situation. And honestly, my mental health is probably at the lowest it has ever been. But as I say, the most annoying thing is that I will often be dismissed simply based on my superficial physical identity. Even if I tell you that although my parents lived under apartheid, when they raised me to treat everyone with the same level of courtesy and respect, regardless of race. There is this belief that all white people, my age and older, were raised with an innate hatred of blacks. That is not the case. And in fact, particularly when I was a child, if my parents were to see me, verbally or otherwise, mistreating anyone of a different race than myself, they would have given me a beating for it, even though I am wheelchair bound and have been since my birth. I was raised with the same standard of discipline as any other child, and if I misbehaved or transgressed against proper social norms, I paid the price for it. And throughout the course of my life, even with my limited resources, I have done what I could to help black people who were in worse positions than I am. Now, I'm not going to articulate a list of all the things I've done, because if you get on the internet and start telling people how you have helped others and in exactly what ways, that diminishes the action. Because if you only help others so that you can prove to the public or to those around you what a good person you are, then you are not helping others for the right reason. All I can say is surviving South Africa in 2025 is now an extremely difficult task, and I don't know what my future holds, or even if I have any kind of real future at all. I know that this video is somewhat disconnected and rambling, but that is because that's basically how my mind is at the moment. Nonetheless, I hope that you get something of value out of this. Look after yourselves, take care of each other, and for now, farewell.